my name is Eamon Ahmed. Today we're going to talk about VLSM, variable length subnet mask. In the last lecture we talked about regular subnetting, and we know that when you use regular subnetting you use the full subnet mask. Like say here, for example, in this IP address we're using Class C IP address 192.168.10.0/24. That's subnet mask 255.255.255.0. And for this one, we'll provide you with a number of IP addresses of 254 hosts or 254 usable IP addresses. Say for example here on the green network you're using this and you're using a full subnet mask for Class C. That's this one here will provide you with 254 IP addresses or hosts, even though you might need way less than this amount of IP addresses so this will be a this would be a waste of IP addresses. Okay, now today we are going to go over VLSM. VLSM, that means you get a big a block of one block of IP address, and then you need to divide it into subnet mask, but it's not necessary to be a fixed length like what we used to do in the previous lecture. We used to have, like, say for example from 0 to 32, and then and then 64, and then 96. All those here, they will give you a fixed length of IPs. Here you have from 0 to 32. 0 is the network ID, the first IP address is .1, the second is .2, the last usable IP is .30, and then the broadcast IP is .31. You see here it will give you 30 IPs, 30 IPs, 30 IPs. It's a fixed length. But today we are going to talk about how to use a variable length. That's, for example, here if we have say the green network, they require us, or they told us, as you are working as a network administrator or network engineer and you wanted to design this IP addressing for this network. It has 3 branches: the green, the yellow, and then the red network. Say here the green network is a branch that's maybe in the city or maybe inside the same company, but it's a different department here. So what do you use? What do you do is, or what they require us to do is, here in this network they have 12 users here, 12 users, and on this one here they have 50 users, and again on this network here, let's change the color, they require us to use 30 users. So how we do this? So just memorize this. This is a company or a branch, or it's a company has different departments, or it's a company but has different branches in different cities or in different geographic location. Okay, so let us just count the number of networks, so we have to have an idea that's how many subnet works there are looking for. So here, this is one. This is number 1. One, 2, 3. Those are 3 networks. But do not forget the point-to-point links between the routers. So now we have 1, 2, 3, and say this one is 4, 5, and 6. So we need to divide this IP address into 6 different networks with different length. Okay, so here if you want to do VLSM, you're going to start with the largest users. So which network has a lot of users? The large number of users. So here we have 50, here we have 30, and here we have 12, and here we have 2, here also we have 2, and here we have 2, because only we need an IP address here and an IP address here, and the same thing here and here and here and here for this network, and they have to be in the different subnet because there are different networks. Now we start with the largest, which is 50. This will be the first one. 30 will be the second largest, and third will be the third largest. The 12 users, and then it doesn't matter here which one you do because they are all two. They need 2 different IPs. So let's move to this page here. So we need 6 networks of different sizes, and then they gave us this block of an IP. So here on this one, the first one here, we have 192.168.10.0 slash, oops, this is what it is supposed to be, this. Okay, so 10, we need to fill up the question marks here because we don't know yet. So here we have, this is the largest, and this is the second largest, and this is the third largest, and then we have the 2, 2, 2, total of 6 networks. Okay, here again we start with the largest, 50. You look on this one here. I believe by now all of us will remember this here: 128, 64, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, and 1. This one is the last octet because we are working on class C, so we are borrowing bits from here, from the left to the right. So here you look at the 50, which is the largest one. 50, which one is closer to 50 but not less? So 32 is less. 64 is closer to the 50, right? So you're gonna fill up this one with 1, and everything that's to the left also 1s. Everything that's to the right is 0s. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so now how many bits we borrowed? Only 2, and we know that is because this is class C and it's a /24. If you look here, it's a /24. So 24, 25, 26. So here this question mark should be 26 because we borrowed only 2 bits, and now 2 bits you add them to 24, so that will be 25, 26, right? So now this one, always the first one is starting from 0 because this is, they call it subnet 0. This is the subnet 0. So now if we need here to give the subnet mask, because this one here is 2, we know that's class C. The default subnet mask of class C is 255.255.255.0, but for this one here, because we borrowed 2 bits, and those 2 bits are this one here on the 28 and 64. So 128 plus 64, this is 192. So this one is the new subnet mask. Okay, now here, what is the network ID? This is the network ID for the subnet 0, which is 192.168.10.0, right? That's 0. What is the subnet mask? The subnet mask is 255, which is this one here. If I just can copy this and paste it right here. Oops, that's fine. hopefully that will fit. Okay. So what is the first usable IP? What is the first usable IP? The first usable IP is, let me copy this one too. Copy here, paste. Is dot one because the network ID is 0. So the first usable IP. The last usable IP, because we're looking only for 50 and we decided that our magic number is 64, right? So 64, that is goes from, if you remember, it goes from 0 to 64, right? From 0 to 64. So the last usable IP would be dot 62, and the broadcast IP would be 63. So now, since we have this one is 63, our next network ID will be 64 because we have this one here 64. So this is subnet 0, it goes all the way to 64. So our next network ID will be dot 64. But from 64, like, what is the next magic number? That's from 64, it goes to which number? That's how we decided by this one, the second largest. 30 is, which number is closer to 30? Which number here is closer to 30 on here? Oops, I don't see the on this one. So 30, 16 is way less. 32 is okay, because even though when we do 32 minus 2, that will be 30, will give us 30 IPs or 30 hosts. That's still fine. So this one here. So again, that the 30. So now we need to fill up this one. So 30 is 1 and 1 and 1. Here it will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So if you want to do it manually, that would be how many zeros? Because we know that IP address is, it has two parts. The two parts is the zeros, which is the host part, and the ones, which is the network part. So here, this is the host part. We have how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2 to the power 5 minus 2 equals 30, right? Or you just look here at the last bit that you borrowed, the last one here, which is here, point to the 30. If you do 32 minus 2, which is 30 again, which is the same here. You can use a formula or you can use this one here, but I believe this one is easy because you're going to look at the last one, you go up here and then minus 2. Why you minus 2? Because that's the network ID, and the broadcast IP addresses, they are not usable. That's why you do minus 2. So now here, this one is our second magic number because it's end up here. This is 1. This is the last one. So it's 32. So now here you need to do 64 plus 32 to give you the next block network ID, which is 96. It's 96. So the next one here, it will be this and 96. Right? So let's fill up this one here. So now, what is the subnet mask? The subnet mask, how many ones we borrowed here? We borrowed 1, 2, 3 ones. So this one will be slash 27 because we know that is 24, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27. And the subnet ID, the network ID here will be 64. Right? So that's 64. the subnet mask 255.255.255.123. Those are three. So when you do 128 plus 64 plus 32, that will give you 224. Those are the 224 there. What is the first usable IP? That would be 65. You just add one to the network ID of this block, 64, 65. But what is the last usable IP? We know that this one, it goes from 64 to 96. 64 to 96. 65 is the first IP. 66 is the second IP. 96 is the network ID for the next block. You minus one from this one, you get the 95, which is the broadcast. 94 will be the last IP, last usable IP, 94. So here is 95, which is the broadcast IP. And if you look here, those are still in sequence. If 63, 64, 95, and 96, and then it goes like that. So now here the first the network ID for the next block is 96, but here, you know, this one is supposed to be also here. That's fine. And the next one is 12. So which number here is closer to 12? Which is 16. 16 minus 2, 14. That still will cover our 12 users. That's fine. So now we have 16. 16 is our magic number. So this is the magic number. So 16 plus 96. Let's do that. Let's do the math. So 16 plus 96. This one here is 12 and 10, 11, 112. So our next network ID would be 192.168.10.112. Okay, so this one is our next one. So now here the subnet mask would be, because here we are 16, we borrowed 1, 2, 3, and 4, so that would be 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Those are zeros, 0, 0, 0, 0. Those are 16. So now here, this is 4, 2 to the power 4 is 16, 16 minus 2, 14. That's okay here. Now, how many bits were borrowed? 4 bits. So this one here will be slash 28. And what about this one here, the network ID? So 64, then this one here will be 96. That's 96 there, for the users. That's fine. Now we know that's just users. Now the first usable IP would be 192.168.10.97. Last usable IP would be 192.168.10.110. Here 192.168.10.111. This would be the broadcast IP. you see it's still in sequence 111, 112. This one it goes from 96 to 111, which is going to cover 14 holes. So here, the next one here. So now you have this one 255.255.240, because why is 240? Because it's 28. That means we borrowed how many bits? 1, 2, 3, and 4. When you add 16 plus 32 plus 64 plus 128, that will give us 240. Okay, so now we come to the two networks, 2, 2, 2. Okay, the two networks, that would be which one here is closer to 2? This is 2, right? 2 networks, so which is not workable. When you do here, this is 2, this is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2, that's 2. This is what we're looking for. So from here you're going to fill up those ones with ones. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and those ones here, zeros, 0 and 0. Oops, and 0. Here, this is the host part. We have 2, so when you do 2 to the power 2 is 4. 4 minus 2 equals to 2, and this is what we are looking for here. Okay, so what is the magic number? The magic number is 4. So you're going to add 4 to 112. So 4 to 112, this is what you get: 192.168.10.116. This is the next one. Okay, so now here for the first one here, what is the subnet mask? Would be this 255.255.255 dot what? Dot should be this plus this plus this plus this plus this. So that would be 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 8 plus 4. So 192 plus 64, that's 192. 192 plus 32, that's 224. 224 plus 16, that's 240. 240 plus 8, that's 248. And 248 plus 4, which is 252. So this one here would be 252. First IP, this one is easy because you're going to add to 112. You just add 1. 192.168.10.113. Last usable IP, that would be 192.168.10.114. So that's that. Let me just make this a little bit bigger here. So that's 114, and here the 192, the broadcast 192.168.8.10.115. You see here, this one it's just the only 2 IPs from 113 to 114. 115 is a broadcast, and here again you see this one goes to 116, right? So it's starting from 116, 115, 116. Now this for this one here. For the next one, the other 2, which is the same, our magic number will be 4. So 4 plus 116, that will be 220. 192.168.10.220. Right? That's the next one. So now here, this one will be 192, 192, I mean 255 dot 255 dot 255 dot 25 dot 252. First usable IP 192.168.10.117. Just copy this one here. This one will be that 118. So 119 will be the broadcast, and again here's the same thing. So 252, all the point-to-point links. If you need two IPs, you need to use the subnet mask to 252.252, which is slash 30. So here, sorry, okay, 221, and here will be 222, and here will be 223, and that's 223, because 224, that's the next network ID. So also again, let's just fill this one here because we didn't do this. Let me just copy this one, and then we'll say here what's the network ID for this one is 112, and then it's slash 30. So let me take this one off, we don't need it, and also this one. So and this one here is 116 slash 30 again, because it's point to point, and here 220 slash 30. Subnet mask for all of them is the same, 252, goes point to point, 252, and again here also is 252. So now we have variable length subnet mask for the given network, which is 192.168.10 for the given IP address, .10.0 slash 24 with a variable length subnet mask on it. And now we have different length. Like say this length, it has 50 IPs, and this length, this one has 62 IPs, even though we need only 50, and this one has exact 30 IPs, and this one has 14, even though we need only 12, and 2 on the point-to-point on the routers. I think this is all. I hope this has been informative, and I would like to thank you for viewing. Thank you.